this is Jazz. This is also Jazz. Although he's not allowed to be called Jazz anymore. But the question is, which one is Jazzier? Let's bring it back a second. Both of these toys were canceled designs for a Generation 2 Jazz. This one being a straight repaint of the original figure, this one being a repaint of the Laser Cycle Road Rocket. That's how they both ended up finally going into existence. This one being a straight repaint of the Studio Series Jazz figure, and this one being a repaint of the Velocitron Speedy 500 Road Rocket. And they're both frightening in their own ways. So this one, we've already talked about this base mold in this review. And it's frightening because of that translucent plastic right there. This one has not broken yet. There are no cracks on him, but I just know he will at some point. The selling point of this guy definitely is the color scheme. Like, that is bright. That gives me vibes of Burning Convoy. Straight up comparison, I don't know which color scheme I prefer. This one definitely gives you easier time checking out all the small detail. Like, especially the mouth. I didn't really realize the mouth was so kind of blurry on this one. And I know it's toy accurate, but can somebody please just mold Jazz with a smile? Please. Still love the Toxitron G2 box set. So, while this is my first experience with this mold. It also appeared as the Prime RC in Legacy Wave 1, and I'm not a huge fan of it so far. For one reason. One reason in robot mode, one reason in vehicle mode. Maybe you can guess what the reason is. Oh, and to make it even more complicated, there was an actual G2 Jazz that got released. It looked like this. Barely anything different than this, but with slightly different stickering and a massive idiot bazooka. Now, I'm a fan of massive idiot bazookas, but like, that is interesting. Imagine if all three got released on the same toy shelf in 1995. How confusing would that be for a parent when their child says, I want a toy of the cool car. I want a toy of Jazz. It's like, do you want the one that turns into a car? The one that turns into a car? Or the one that turns into a motorcycle? I don't know, I just want Jazz. You're inevitably going to get the wrong one. I've already talked about the articulation on this guy, so let's go straight to accessories. He's got the same gun that Jazz comes with, only it was remolded in red plastic and actually got a bit more paint to cover up the side ports. Thank you, Walmart exclusive repaint. Along with two new accessories. I'm pretty sure these are accessories just off a different figure, remolded in orange. Like the shoulder missile launcher that even the Studio Series Jazz didn't come up with. It's a shame you can't plug it into his shoulder. And this tiny gun, which kind of looks like the one that comes with Hound. The Earth Mode Hound, that's a whole other can of worms I don't feel like unpacking today. And you know what? You can actually have a little bit of fun with them because there's a port at the end of the missile launcher. And you can do kind of better evolution stuff than evolution ever came up with. Just look at that horrible monstrosity. That is G2. Friggin' almost 30 years later. 29 years later, if you want to be pedantic and specific. You can do other things, but this is just the first thing I like. Or, it's more interesting to me, Studio Series Jazz can double wield his main gun. And this one also, because of the red plastic, has a bit of a darker finish to it. I think that's going to be my preferred display method, is each one has dual wielding different guns. So, articulation on this guy. First off, light piping. He actually has light piping. But where did this color scheme come from? I get the black and white from Jazz, but where did the green and yellow come from? I don't know. The shoulder, universal joint, goes all the way out and down for reasons. Bicep swivel. Head is on a ball joint, only gets that amount of range. There is a cut in the back of the neck to theoretically allow you to look further up, but that's all you can get. Look down a little bit, wobble the elbow 90 degrees. There is a wrist joint, yes. There's a sliding panel on the forearm for transformation. The thing I don't like about this toy already is the ball jointed midsection. It doesn't tab in. At least I think it doesn't. I might be missing something. I'm not sure. It feels very loose and it doesn't tab in, makes me not want to play with this guy. Like his pants can come off. Is that a good feature? Is that what a good toy would do? I don't know. But this ball joint is the only waist joint. It gives more range than a waist cut swivel, but I don't like the fact that it doesn't lock in. The hips, universal, all the way. The shoulders kind of have a hard lock point right there, or at least, or maybe soft lock. Thigh swivel, the knee. It does go farther, but then you're just getting the transformation. And the ankle is a tiny amount of pivot. And a toe joint, sure, we'll count that as a toe joint. Articulation wise, nothing special. I'm trying to think of what this head sculpt makes me think of. Like a Batman mask, maybe just a generic ninja mask with a green mouth plate for some reason. The slanted eyes feel suspicious. And does he represent the Jamaican flag? I'm not up on my world map, so actually, I think you'll find it looks more like the flag of Dominica than the flag of Jamaica. What are you, an idiot? No? And before anyone comments, I have found that you can lower the backpack and it'll actually keep the back straight, mostly. So, there. Accessories. The front of the motorcycle comes separate in the box, so it's technically an accessory you can plug on. And this wheel, also separate in the box, you can plug it in right there on this telescopic arch. Just right there. Slides in. For weapons, you get this. It's a ninja star. Great. Made of clear plastic that separates. And you can wield handheld. I don't know why you would. Oh no, reverse grip. If it was a knife, ice pick grip would be fine right there. He's wielding it like a knife. Ice pick grip. This isn't really hammer grip on a knife. Bring it back like that. Really nothing, but I guess he's trying to pretend it's a gun. I don't know. Another thing you can do, plug it into the forearm. If you want a forearm blade. That works a bit better, kind of. My preferred arm mountage is to recombine it, and it creates a peg in the middle, which you can then give him a Iron Man, not Iron Man, Captain America style shield that's way too high up. What was this actual character's name now? Laser Cycle. It's just Laser Cycle, apparently. Did they actually change the name in this version? Where is... I'm looking through Jazz's toy history. There it is. Yep, just Laser Cycle. Okay. But that shield is a bit too high up, in my opinion. Another thing you can do, take the wheel, split it in half, get a tool, sort of, and drop that tool. If you can. That's... Nope, this is not the right tool. Fetch me my tool. No. Anyway, what I'm trying to get at, if I can get it open with my lack of nails. Why did I pick today to trim my nails? There we go. That is its weapon mode. It looks like, you know those things where you launch a projectile through, like their two sides spinning as fast as they can, and you put a projectile. Like they do football. Launch a football when you don't want somebody throwing it. That's kind of what that looks like. But also this part looks like a bike seat. Like, I don't know if it's like if it would be like a Ninja Star launcher or something, but like, is that actually a weapon? How is he going to use that as a weapon? I mean, I respect that it's a piece of him, use your own body, ingenuity kind of thing. Like we say in martial arts a lot, your body is a weapon. But for Transformers, they mean it a bit more literally. I mean, you can do an elbow, but like, I'm not going to rip off my spine and use it as a weapon. It'd be like the worst nunchucks, and nunchucks aren't a very good weapon to begin with. And also, it very specifically pegs together with. Alright, so now we have to get to transformation. And I've already transformed one of them before. So I have to mention, if you want, go check out my Studio Series Jazz review. Probably not good, but I have to transform him, and I am terrified. I've only done it a couple times back and forth. So here's the car mode, and it has yet to break. Also, somebody would consider this paint job a bit much. I don't think I gave a nice shot of the G2 Autobot symbol before. The random Doritos on the doors and spoiler are certainly a choice. And hey, apparently that stupid looking gun configuration I made is actually legit. I just did notice it was on the Transformers wiki. Yep. Here's a jazz themed comparison. Out of this whole video, that's a jazz themed comparison. But here's another jazz themed comparison. Now let's transform Jazz. You can start by sliding these panels down. The foot is going to tab into the heel, or just in front of the heel. And the shin is going to rotate and tab into the back, like that. You can rotate the wheels. We're going to extend the backpack on its series of hinges, which does like to fall off. But you're going to rotate it around the head instead of hiding the head away. We're going to take the back of him, rotate it around, make sure that falls off again. The panel, that is his crotch, rotates. You can then slide the arms down to get them out of the way. Meanwhile, these just, tuck into this pocket right here, like that. The wheels, you're going to line up some pegs and ports until they form a solid wheel. There you go. And now we just have to bring this back, make sure it slides on properly, and it's going to tab in there and there, or it's just going to keep coming off. Oh my god. Can you not right now? Alright, there we go. It's tabbed in on one side. It's going to tab in, hopefully, on the other side. And not come out of place. We can't do that now, can we? That would be too helpful. But there you go. We have Jazz reimagined as a motorcycle. Oh, and you can flip down that kickstand. And you know, I wasn't a fan of this transformation when I got it out of the package. It was kind of confusing where the legs go and how everything's supposed to hold together. But now I don't mind it as much. So, not my favorite, but it's solid. It works. There's nothing horrifying about it that might break off into a million pieces. Looking over here at $80 worth of nightmares, or just one fan's toy, I guess. Motorcycle. It's a fairly decent looking motorcycle. Bit of robo kibble going on, but you know, you win some, you lose some with bike formers. It's always interesting because they always have a different way to get from the robot to the bike and back again. Let's give you the most important comparison. So, weapon storage. We do have the clear plastic disc thing, and they can store in their robot mode place. If you want to make them even harder to ride, you can do that. You can also plug them onto the back wheel, basically. Like that. I don't know which one looks better. The wheels spin decently. There's actually a bit of a turning axis on the front one. You have to unpeg it slightly, but it still works. But I like the attention to detail. There's handlebars, the headlights are good. You can even see a little bit of an odometer in there, as if somebody was going to actually ride the crotch mobile. Isn't that a nickname for motorcycles? Probably not. You know, this mold is not bad. I can understand why it's been RC and Shattered Glass Flame War, another one. It's pretty solid. It's a solid mode. Everything holds together. Nothing's loose. Yeah, it might not be my style of music. A bit more of a hip hop fan, but there's something in it for anyone. And having two different flavors of jazz, how can you really go wrong? It's like, do you prefer Louis Armstrong or Miles Davis? Really, it's up to your preferred choice. And that's where I'm at with this video. It's really which one you prefer as your Generation 2 jazz. The bright neon or the weird subversion. Like, whichever one you want, there's a flavor of jazz for you. It's more about your own personal taste than what is arguably the better one. Uh, if I had to prefer one, that's really hard because one tends to break due to abundance of overly crappy translucent plastic. The other is not a toy I feel like actively playing with. So, And then you sitting over there in your smug little G1 corner. You know, maybe I should get the Prime Knockout version of this mold at some point. Oh, I don't know. They did those Walmart 2-packs this past Christmas that didn't see anywhere in Canada, but apparently went for really cheap. And I still don't have that third Stunticon mold. That might be something I want to check out at some point. If you want to check out one of these guys, you can probably still pick them up at your local Walmart. Maybe not this one, because it's a bit more rare, but This one shelf warmed quite a bit. So yeah. Pick a jazz, any jazz, smooth jazz FM, and listen or play to your heart's content. Just as long as you're okay with translucent plastic possibly breaking. But till next time, remember to like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. Is that a saxophone in your pocket? Is that Bill Clinton playing saxophone in your pocket? Keep it weird.